So I thought it would be fitting to start off this video just by reading off a list of New York Rangers players who have fewer goals than Tom Wilson this season. You know, because number 43 in Capitals colors is such a useless goon, according to Rangers fans. So, useless goon Tom Wilson has more goals this season than, I'm literally going to read off a list here, Artemi Panarin. You guys bring like full-grown loaves of bread to the game for this guy, huh? Tom Wilson has more goals than Artemi Panarin. Mika Zibanejad. That's a joke. Mika Zibanejad sucks now. Chris Kreider, Alexis Lafreniere, JT Miller. Oh, Tom Wilson also has more goals than Matt Rempe. Just kidding. That's another joke. I mean, it's not a joke that Tom Wilson has more goals than he does, because of course he does. But the joke would be anyone believing that Matt Rempe would put the puck in the net with any sort of frequency. And we're not done here yet. No. Tom Wilson also has more goals than Vincent Trocheck, Will Cooley, Adam Fox. Hey, you know what might be easier here? If I just list off all of the Rangers players who have more goals than Tom Wilson this season, because that list, okay, the list of Rangers players who have more goals this season than Tom Wilson, that list looks like this, okay? It looks like this. It's a blank frickin' list. The list does not exist, folks, okay? Useless goon Tom Wilson has outscored every single player wearing a Rangers uniform this season, and guess what? He did it again tonight. Caps win 3-2 in comeback fashion in overtime against the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. And yeah, in case you couldn't guess from that opening, it was none other than New York's most wanted Tom Wilson delivering the dagger to the hearts of New York Rangers fans in overtime. Let's get into it, babes. But before we do, hold on. Wound, right? Gotta rub some salt in it. Rangers fans, doesn't it suck that you all needed that extra standings point desperately, and we don't even need it? We just want it in order to make you miserable. And yet, here we are, giddy up, baby, riding off into the sunset with it. Hockey can be so cruel sometimes. And by the way, disclaimer here, okay? This chirping, I'm literally reading a disclaimer off of my phone right now. This chirping is all in good fun and is in no way directed at the many great Rangers fans I know. All the great Rangers fans out there, I mean you no harm, but rather this is for all of the keyboard warriors out there who are up in Caps fans mentions 24/7 as if it is their full-time job. This one is for you, you freaking cry babies. First period, great start by the Washington Capitals. They have the first 5 shots on net of this game, as well as the game's first goal. And this is a beautiful play off of an offensive zone faceoff for the Caps. Tom Wilson dances a Rangers defender here and dishes on his backhand to Pierre-Luc Dubois in front. And Pierre-Luc Dubois beats Igor Shesterkin for his 16th goal of the season. And it is 1-0 Capitals just a minute and 4 seconds into this game. Tom Wilson, by the way, with the primary assist on that one, on his beautiful setup. Later in the period, the Rangers get one back from he who has fewer goals than Tom Wilson, that being Artemi Panarin, makes it 1-1 for New York. Then the Rangers get the first power play of the game, and it is a 4-minute one, but the Caps, they only allow the Rangers a single shot on goal throughout the entirety of that 4-minute power play for New York. And so the score remains here 1-1 thanks to a phenomenal penalty kill by the good guys. And that is how the first period would end, 1-1. Second period, stop me if you have heard this before, but the Caps get whistled for another penalty here, this time for too many men. And then meanwhile, while the Rangers are on this, their third power play of the hockey game already, the Rangers now clearly have too many guys on the ice, skating 6-on-4 here with Shesterkin still in the net on their power play. But the referees neglect to call it both ways, letting the Rangers get away with it, whilst the Caps are literally currently on an active penalty kill here for the exact same thing. Then, as the Caps are breaking out on a shorthanded 2-on-1, a Rangers player hooks one of the Caps from behind to turn it into a 1-on-1. So that should be an obvious penalty call, right? Nope, wrong, as they neglect to blow their whistles for that one too. Man, the league really wants the Rangers to make the playoffs. Anyways, the Caps kill off this Rangers power play too, and so it still remains 1-1 for the good guys here. The New York Rangers now being 0 for 3 already on their power play just minutes into the second period. The Rangers then get their second goal of the game on a blown interference call that allows them to enter the Capitals zone unimpeded after they take Connor McMichael out at the knees at the Capitals blue line. Unbelievable stuff. You can't make this shit up. So the Rangers are up 2-1 now, and unless a Rangers player brings a literal machete onto the ice, and maybe not even then, it has become clear that the Caps are not getting any calls in this game. Just absolutely ridiculous. You'd think it was the playoffs already. And in between all of this, by the way, we have got two separate fights. First, Brandon Duhaime squares off with Sam Carrick, and then Matt Roy, of all people, absolutely pummels Juuso Parssinen. I don't think the Caps bench was expecting that from Matt Roy. They were absolutely loving it on the Capitals bench. And meanwhile, Matt Rempe would rather give up his testicles than fight Tom Wilson, as Wilson is in his ear again, trying to get him to go, but Rempe again refuses to drop the gloves against number 43. Chicken shit stuff here yet again by the Rangers' so-called tough guy. Matt Rempe is tough in the same way that those dog toys that they market as tough toys are tough, okay? My dog, a miniature Australian Shepherd, destroys those pieces of crap in about 2 seconds flat. Anyways, the second period ends with the score being 2-1 for the Rangers. Third period, never fear, baby. Alex Ovechkin is here. Ovi beats his countryman Igor Shesterkin for his 32nd goal of the season already. He missed a month and a half, folks, with a broken freaking leg. 32nd goal of the season already for the 39-year-old captain of the Washington Capitals, Alex Ovechkin, ties the game up at 2. And the Rangers fans inside of Madison Square Garden, even they were chanting, OV, 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 after Alex Ovechkin scores this, his 885th National Hockey League goal. And some things are bigger than a rivalry, right? Like Rangers fans, they know that they are witnessing history, even if it hurts them in the standings. And so that's pretty cool. I told you there were plenty of good Rangers fans out there. So Alex Ovechkin ties it up at 2, like I said, and that is how the third period would end. So then we go to overtime, and who else is it going to be, folks, inside of Madison Square Garden in New York City, other than number 43 for the Washington Capitals, most hated man in New York, Tom Wilson. He takes a beautiful feed from Dylan Strome here for his 28th goal of the season already. Dylan Strome dragging it around the Rangers defender here who was sliding, trying to block this pass. Strome makes the great move, gets around the sliding defender and dishes it to Tom Wilson. And Tom Wilson crashing the net hard, baby, just as you should always do. He gets rewarded here, going hard to the net. So Tom Wilson, 28th goal of the season already, like I said, on Dylan Strome's 43rd assist of the season already. And it was a beautiful one, like I said here, to provide the final goal of this game for the Washington Capitals. 3-2 Caps. That would be your final score, baby, in overtime on Madison Square Garden ice. And yeah, what's not to love here? Like, this was a really solid road effort here by the Washington Capitals. They outshoot the Rangers 26-17 in their own building, like I said, holding the Rangers to just 17 shots on net and throwing 26 shots themselves at Igor Shesterkin. That is a damn fine performance on the road in the world's most famous arena. And against a team that, like we said right off the top, is very, very desperate these days for every standings point. The same cannot really be said for the first place Washington Capitals, and yet the Caps, they come out on top here once again. All right, babes, that is going to be it for this one. Man, I really had fun with that one. Ooh, boy, did I. You gotta love beating the New York Rangers, division rival, and a longtime rival at that. Playoff matchups in the past and whatnot. And ooh, baby, it always feels a little bit sweeter when you beat the New York Rangers, among obviously some other teams in the Metropolitan Division as well. So a great rivalry, a great game here today. And yeah, just feeling it after that one. That was a beautiful ending there for Tom Wilson and the Washington Capitals. Could not ask for a nicer guy to score the overtime winner for Washington. It was just mwah, chef's kiss, baby, just mwah, 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 mwah. You can't really get much better than that. Tom Wilson, like I said, inside of Madison Square Garden. The Rangers fans, they hate it, obviously, but we, us Capitals fans, we love to see it. So great game by Tom Wilson and the Washington Capitals. All right, babes. Thank you all again so much for being here. I'm out of breath, man. Like that was a game. That was a fun one for sure. So thank you all again, like I said, so much for being here. I really appreciate it so much. If you enjoyed the video, please click on that like button down below. If you really enjoyed the video, please click on that subscribe button for me as well if you have not already done so. Share us around with your friends, your family, your fellow Caps fans, your fellow hockey fans in general. Hey, share it with a Rangers fan as well if you want to piss them off, all right? Rangers fans, I'm just kidding. I love you, some of you. But yeah, there are some good Rangers fans out there, and I appreciate every single person who takes the time to watch these videos. So thank you, babes, all of you very much. Until next time, and as always, let's go, Caps.